Cajuns, like their French ancestors, are dance mad. It's a place where girls come to meet their boyfriends, and the men like to lean up against the bars and tell lies about their endless adventures in their beloved game-rich swampland. When you hear these stories, remember that the first science fiction writer was a Frenchman named Jules Verne.
I had a fish that was too big, I just took the picture. Just the picture were 57 pounds. I couldn't bring the fish in, I let him go in the bayou over there. Must have been a pretty good catfish.
Yeah.
You know, my father once told me that when he went to Shinyatig and he'd go to the dances and all, what would happen is, he said if you had a girlfriend, you had to love her up on the ridge, because if you took her in the grass and the bushes, the big mosquitoes would kind of take her away from you, you know.
The mood is macho, and the ball rolls on, but the words of the songs are always pretty sad. The men are always broken-hearted over some desertion by a dark-eyed Cajun beauty, and this country is full of beautiful women. And as for the girls, they faced a difficult destiny in their marriages. In fact, so much so that their mothers sometimes refused to come to their weddings. And when they did, they cried a lot. Their future was in some lonely cabin out on the prairie or along a bayou, a house full of kids, and a jealously guarded life. On them depended the family honor, and in this property-focused world, where the property came down the family line and illegitimacy was a threatening thing.
The boys were worried about their women. They didn't want nobody from a different area to come by and maybe get one of their women and bring it to his area.
That was what it was about, huh?
Women is, the whole world goes around women. We know that.
We couldn't go nowhere. He'd work hard all week long in the field. And on Saturdays, well, he'd let us loose from the field. Well, we had big porches we had an old house. We had 3 big porches, and we had to scrub that every Saturday afternoon. Then Saturday at night, he'd come back, and he'd bring us to the dance. We wouldn't go alone. He'd come with us. He'd bring us to the dance.
See, most of these people had big families, and the babies that was on bottles, or the mother would go in there and do see that the babies go to sleep. Might have to go rock them and nurse them to put them to sleep. And you call it a fay-do-do.
Go to sleep, that's what it means. Fay-do-do, yeah. What do you do with me? What do you do with me?
Oh, yeah.
Fay means make sleep, in other words, the direct translation, see.
And they was all breast babies.
Ladies that had the babies said,
After the dance, would the boy get to walk the girl home?
Oh, yeah. That's true. That's the law. The boy takes her up to the buggy, and she helps her to get in the buggy.
And he might get to give her a kiss on the way.
No. No, the old lady's right behind. Then much on me, the girl didn't kiss the girl. It's a boy. I kissed my sweetheart one time. I kissed her hand, I said, you don't give me a kiss today. Oh, she said, I guess so. So she kissed me in my neck and she kissed me. I said, give me another one. I was greedy. I want to kiss twice.
I go to the dance, my mama was with me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. I never go but with just my boyfriend. She had to come.
You could walk with a girl and bring her back in the night. Like this, you know. But don't scratch yourself, because you'd scratch that old lady. She's right there, right behind you.
When they get married, it was they quit youth altogether. They never went out like they do today. That was all over.
What was their life?
To take care of children and take care of the house. That's how it was in those days.
The man could go out, but the woman couldn't.
They'd drink wine all night, and sometimes they'd sing, you know. They'd get together and sing songs, all those old folks.
du mariage, toujours en regrettant tous nos jolis temps passés. Quand on se marie avec une jolie fille, on est dans les dangers, ils vont nous la voler. Et quand on se marie avec une vilaine fille, on est dans les dangers, faudra finir notre jour avec. Oh, parlez-nous à boire.
I married 3 times. My second wife, I had to steal her. And the old people didn't want to give it to me. So I went one night, I said, Koto, listen me, I want you to come with me, I love you. She said, me too, I love you, but I said, let's go.
I was 15.
Were you too young, you think?
Well, of course I was too young. 15 years old. Married, he was 32. When I married him, he was a musician.
And what was it like to live with a musician now?
I wouldn't take not for $1 million. I wouldn't live with a musician no more.
Why?
Never. Because I had too much trouble with him.
Don't say that.
Tell about it.
Well, you had 2 or 3 girlfriends, you know, all the time.
Before that,
I know. Well, anyway, it wasn't too good. First part, our marriage was bad. And I couldn't say I'm going to leave, I'm going to move somewhere because I had too much children. I couldn't move, I had to stay.
How many children did you have?
I have 10 children. I lost 2. I have 8 living. Yes, sir.
Women weren't supposed to go in those barrooms and things, were they?
No, but did go. They chased the man. Chased him all the time. They would dance in front of the bandstand and somebody else take his violin and play the violin in his place and catch him a girlfriend and dance in front of my eyes. So I decided, well, I'll stay home another time.
Mon papa m'a donné un petit mari, grand Dieu, quel homme, quel petit homme. Mon papa m'a donné un petit mari, grand Dieu, quel homme, quel petit homme. Je l'ai perdu dans ma paillasse, grand Dieu, quel homme, quel petit homme. Je l'ai perdu dans ma paillasse, grand Dieu, quel homme, quel petit homme. They were strict on us, very strict. But I don't regret it because I've learned their way and I'm living the same way they showed me, you know. And I love my way, the life I'm living.
Don't you think your mother was unhappy, locked up in that house with everyone?
No, she didn't like to go nowhere. No, she wasn't unhappy. She was a very happy woman. She lived until 84 years old.
All the songs you hear, the man's always right. It's always the woman that's wrong. But a lot of 50-50 chance it was the man that was no good, just not the woman.
But the women did run off and leave the men sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Still do. They still do.
And women are generally much more faithful than men, ain't they? Don't you think so?
I believe so.
But you all accusing them of leaving you and breaking their hearts and all these things?
Oh, yes. We said everything. I don't know why.
As the Cajuns moved to town, the neighborhood dance was replaced by the big dance hall. And there, the attempt of jealous Cajun men to guard their women from contact with strangers was a constant source of trouble that sometimes led to bloodshed.
To take a handkerchief like this with a knife, you'd catch the end like this, not catch the end. You would have each a knife. Best man wins.
Just stab each other until the person fall, huh?
Oh, yeah. Until he'd drop the handkerchief, or he'd fall dead or something like that, or he'd be so weak, you know, that he'd fall. They'd separate. But until you drop that handkerchief, keep on at it.